So, lads, today we're going to be talking about this, and they can't even say it anymore. They literally they can't even pretend that Unrivaled's not a competition, Unrivaled's not a conflict of interest, and Unrivaled, and that there's not even a possibility that it's or this is a whole thing is being orchestrated to promote Unrivaled. And do I think the last statement I made is true? No. But the fact that it's possible means there's too much of a conflict of interest. Like we're now at the stage where, in terms of the PA, and by the way, like I actually don't think that Fee or Stewie are doing anything malicious. I don't. I do not believe doing anything malicious. But optics wise, I don't think I don't think they should be on the WNBPA. I think optics wise, it's bad optics. It's really bad optics. After what Tash has said, what she has said here has destroyed any credibility that the statement of the Unrivaled is not competing with the WNBA, or or what people have always theorized, that Unrivaled want the owners of Unrivaled want the WNBA to be cancelled because they benefit from it. So let's take a listen to this from Tash Cloud.
This may be like a crazy question, but like, for example, and we all pray it doesn't happen because everybody wants the W to come back. So my question is, if for some reason that there was a lockout and, the season didn't come back.
I feel like I can't say that there is or there isn't because I'm not 100% sure, but I know Unrivaled is prepared in so many different instances. And the biggest one being that we own the space that we play in.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to stay here year round as the players of Unrivaled with equity in this league.
So basically, she said, Unrivaled is preparing for the players in Unrivaled to play in Unrivaled for the entire year, to not play in the WNBA, to play Unrivaled Winter and Unrivaled Summer, or just an Unrivaled League. Basically, that's what she said. And that was not something that was meant to have been said, because that, you might be thinking, oh, there's now leverage. There are 40 players in Unrivaled. Unrivaled do not have the facilities for 200 players. And so many, I'm just like, imagine being the 200 players, future prospects that won't get the invite to Unrivaled, that don't have equity in Unrivaled. And you're hearing Tash Cloud basically saying, we're good, we'll just play in Unrivaled. A third of the league, not even a third, a fifth of the league will play in Unrivaled. When the expansion teams come in, 1/5 of the league will be playing Unrivaled. 1/5. And by the way, the bigger Unrivaled gets, the lower that average salary gets. Unrivaled, if Unrivaled want to expand to 100 players, they cannot afford. They simply put, cannot afford to pay $200K a year. Average salaries. They can't. They will literally be paying less than the last CBA. Their average salary may be going down into the 5 figures. Like, it may go down to the 5 figures. And if the league's going to be year round, no one gives a fuck about 3v3. So what are they going to have to do? 5v5. They own their own facility. Their facility's not big enough for 5v5. It's not. As of right now, it's not big enough. They're going to have to move facility. So they own the facility. And that's another problem. They own the facility. So if they want to actually expand, they need to sell the facility or basically make it a 500-seater arena. They're kind of fucked. Or start renting other facilities. They're kind of fucked. Like, there's no way that this progresses past. It could definitely go into 4v4. That size court for 4v4 is fine. But it couldn't, you can't play 5v5 on that adapted court. You just can't. And let's take a look at the rest of this.
League and with space, financial money, all that stuff, we could stay here, train, play, put on another season if need be. So that's a beautiful thing, and that's why I'm so appreciative to be a part of a league like Unrivaled. And even people out there, I know it's a touchy topic of like Project B, but at the same time, I'm so happy these entities are coming out here, because now you have to move because there are challengers to.
Not one of them is a challenger. Project B is a travel show. Unrivaled is 3v3. They are not challengers to WNBA. I'm sorry. There are you can watch the games on YouTube for Unrivaled for free. I get more viewers watch partying Fever games. And that is That is not even when I'm the sole person doing it. That includes when Rosalina, when Venom, when Rachel Demita, when all of these people are on. When all of these people are on, I will still average more than Unrivaled. If you combine all of the Fever watch parties, you're looking at 8 to 10,000 on a Caitlin Clark game. Unrivaled can't, unless Paige plays, they can't pull in more than 1,000 viewers. Like, they will be 1.2, 1.3k max if Paige isn't playing. But like, it's one of those things. That's what, 56 players in Unrivaled. It's cute. You think there's 56 players in Unrivaled. She's basically saying WNBA is more future competitors than ever. No, that is not what she's saying. She has made the statement of Unrivaled is preparing and we can play all year round. Revenue generated from year round Unrivaled. Like, you do understand. Like, people don't understand that, like, the TV deal. Like, you're not going to get a TV deal. Let's just say in April to play Unrivaled that starts in like fucking 6 weeks. You're not going to get a TV deal. Caitlin Clark's not playing. Nobody is dumb enough to give a TV deal to a women's basketball league without Caitlin Clark in it anymore. They're not dumb enough. We've like TNT. Look, TNT just lost their NBA basketball. They took a calculated risk and it fucked up bad. Like, if they had a do-over, they would not take Unrivaled. They're backing out of 3 years. That's a given. Whether they renegotiate at a lower rate, they're backing out after 3 years. I don't think for free Unrivaled we're putting on their network with the amount of viewers. But like, Kathy Engelbert going to drop her report of the Unrivaled ratings next CBA negotiations like it's a big joker and she needs that last book. Like, y'all talk every day with dislike for Unrivaled. Now it's supposed to be a solution for everyone. Isn't there a replacement W? Like, it is, at the end of the day, the league's truly cooked this prevailing thought. She experienced a psychotic episode and someone needs to get her some help. Still no conflict. You play in a gym that seats 1,000 people that isn't like 3/4 full. The owners and players need reality check. The league's way more popular than the owners think it is and the revenue isn't there yet. No. The reality is the league is popular, but revenue and sponsorship deals are a lot of it based on when the league wasn't as popular, and you have to show sustained popularity to get the revenue to be able to get the sponsorship money, to be able to get the TV deal money. You have to show consistent growth, consistent views. Like, for me, I think they absolutely should have it so that there's an opt-out clause in the CBA when the TV deal clauses. So if the TV deal gets renegotiated, the players are allowed to opt out of the CBA. And that means you get 3 years. So worst case scenario, they're making $1 million for 3 years. If there's even slight sustainable growth, that $200 million a year turns into $800 million a year. Like, I'm not joking when I say, I'm not even joking when I say that. It probably turns into $800 million a year. And then suddenly, because of the 4 times increase in TV revenue, it's now at a situation where it is way easier to argue for a higher percentage because the owners still get their higher money. Because the operating costs eat into a lower percentage of revenue. So it's much easier to get a higher percentage of gross revenue. They're in a much better position negotiation-wise. So it's not really on the owners. The reason why the owners aren't signing a CBA right now is because even though it is popular, they are a Caitlin Clark. Let's just say hypothetically. And again, you don't know what's going to happen, but let's just say hypothetically, Caitlin Clark has just had an injured season. Paige tears her ACL again. Angel Reese, the league goes into lockout. Paige tears her ACL. Or say even the league doesn't go into lockout. They go with it. Paige tears her ACL. Caitlin Clark tears her ACL. Ends up, and then the following year is pregnant or something, or same with another player, and suddenly, like, if you might have lost out in 3 years of Caitlin Clark. The hype in women's college basketball, if you look at the viewership, Iowa State, because people just intrigue of watching Audie Crooks. But other than that, it's Iowa who are the most viewed college team, because Caitlin Clark went there years ago. So at the end of the day, like, it is not, there's no guarantee of the sustainability. There's no guarantee that this is not a bubble. So the owners are not going to make a deal that fucks them if this is a bubble. 3, 4, 5 years of consistent growth proves it's not a bubble. However, there's no guarantee it's not a bubble. So the owners are not going to make this deal now because they haven't seen enough of it to prove it is not a bubble. It's as simple as that. And the players trying to use Unrivaled, saying we can stay in Unrivaled, like, congratulations, 40 of you guys can make an extra 100k in the summer. You can make an extra 200k in the summer. You might lose 1 point. And by the way, the weird thing is that Tash Cloud should be one of the people that's like, I could make $1 million. Like, Tash Cloud, if it's a 1.3 mil max, she's probably worth about $1 million in the current CBA. She's like, I'm losing $1 million. I'm losing $1 million. She's literally losing $1 million. And it's like, oh yeah, we can play on Unrivaled. I can make 1/5 of that money, stay in Miami. And I'm like, you are losing $1 million, Tash. You're losing $1 million. That's more money you made your career on the court. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I hope she's just trying to do it for leverage because there's no way she believes what she's saying.